Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time, my name is Kevin. On my channel, I usually do a lot of different things, but mainly vehicle related things. Right now, it's pretty nice out. Today, what we're going to be doing is replacing a turbo muffler to a turbo muffler delete from AMS. This shouldn't take that long, and it should also help with the turbo sound. Is supposed to be a little bit louder, so hopefully that is the case. The easiest way to do is by replacing the turbo inlet pipe. If you have an aftermarket one or factory one, easiest way is to take that out and then replacing this, as it will give you more room. For this one, I will put all the description and why this is better than the factory one down below, as I don't have all the information with me, but I do know that this is supposed to make your turbo spooling and turbo sounding louder. It doesn't really do anything other than just making your turbo louder. Yeah, and we'll go from there. So what I've done here already is I took the intake hose off to make things a little bit easier, and the turbo muffler is down here. So in my opinion, the best and easiest way to do is by taking the turbo inlet off in order to have more space for your arm to get in. In that case, if we do it that way, then we don't have to take this out in order to take a bolt here to make your not intake, but your intercooler piping. There's a bolt right here, then it gives a little bit more of a wiggle room. But if we just take the turbo inlet off, then we don't have to worry about taking the intake box out. So that's what I'm going to be doing. So first thing, what I usually like to do is I always like to take this off to make my life a little bit easier, and also for me to be able to not damage any connectors. Then I'm just gonna put it to the side. Make sure after we're done, don't forget to put it back in. So there is a T30 right here that we're going to be taking in between this hose and this PCV pipe, or PCV hose. So what I'm going to be using is a power ratchet, but you can just do it with a ratchet. That bolt has like a rubber O-ring on it, so you don't have to worry about actually taking the bolt all the way out. And then next thing, what you're going to be doing is, I don't usually take the PCV hose out. As I mentioned, I don't usually take the PCV hose off first because it's pain in the butt to get this part out. So I usually just twist this and then take the turbo inlet off. Come on. Okay, I just changed to my camera phone, but as you can see, what we're going to be taking out now is this bolt and then this bolt. As you can see, those two bolts, what I'm going to be doing is, for this one, I will have to use a long extension, and for this one, I won't have to use an extension for it, as with an extension, it's not gonna fit. So I'm just gonna get that one off, and then sometimes it's a little bit stubborn. Then take the extension off. This way. Okay, now I have those two clamps with the bolts loosened. What I'm going to be doing is taking that rubber piping off. So the rubber piping that I'm talking about is right here. It's actually pretty hard to show on camera, so I'll do my best to show it. Okay, so now we have this clamp bolt and this clamp bolt loose. What I'm going to be doing is pushing this clamp all the way back here, and then we're going to get massage this. And what I like to do is pop this hose first, and then I'm going to be popping this part off. The reason why is it's a little bit tighter to take the hose off from this side first than this side, on my vehicle anyways. So on here you just want to kind of squeeze until it starts moving, then just kind of push it out. It's very hard to show. And then same thing on this side, it starts to come off already. And this is the hose. So as I mentioned, you want to kind of squeeze this side. It's pretty soft, and then once this side comes out, you want to start massaging this way while pulling, and it comes out pretty easily. So I believe the Allen key that you'll need is a 5mm that you'll need in order to get that out. You have a ratchet set that is like this, and then you can just put things all together. This will make your life easier than having a Allen key for it. So as I mentioned, what I like to do is loosen the bottom ones first. Just breaking it loose helps, all of them, and then getting the bottom one. In my opinion, it's the easiest, but you won't be able to really see well, as this part is pretty hard to capture. I'll just have you guys on so you guys can see the procedure of how painful it is to get to the bottom bolt. I'm using an Allen wrench. It's pretty nice too because you have more of a space for leverage. Because once you turn it little, turn it the other way, and once it starts to come off easily, you just use your hand to get the rest of the bolt. So to take the bolt out, you want to put your hand between this part and this hose. Instead of going this way, it's a little bit more uncomfortable this way. So that's why I like to take the turbo inlet off, so you have more room to be able to take the bolt out, and also to be able to put the new turbo muffler delete in. Because with the turbo inlet, it's very hard to get the new turbo delete in, because the new one is a little bit thicker. And make sure the O-ring doesn't fall on the ground, and if it does, good luck finding it. A little bit hard to find it sometimes. The turbo inlet just kind of comes off, and we can just kind of finesse it to get it out. And the O-ring is right here. Also, what you want to do is, while you have it out, sometimes the turbo inlet is covered in oil, and what I'm going to be doing is just grabbing a microfiber rag that I use, just clean the opening area to help with being able to put this O-ring back on a little bit easier. Okay, so now we have the O-ring off. I did wipe it down. I don't know how well you can see this. And then now what I'm going to be using is a super lube. This. And I'm just gonna put it around the O-ring to make my life easier, and also for the O-ring to stay in on the turbo, because we need this so there's no like air leak, and because super lube is sticky enough that it's going to stay in place, so you don't have to put too much on. Well, as you can see, I'm just putting it on, and now just gonna just rotate it around until it covers the entire thing. And now what we're going to be doing is putting the O-ring back into its place, and this time it should stay in its spot. And I don't know if it's just me, but with this turbo delete pipe, it didn't come with new O-ring, and so I'm just reusing the O-ring that was with the factory one. I don't know if it actually comes in a kit, but for mine it doesn't. Oh, for mine it didn't, if it does. So now the O-ring stays in there. Need to be grabbing my AMS. This one is a little bit hard to get in. Oh, maybe not. It went in pretty easily. Just rotate it a little. Now it's on the right spot. We're just gonna grab one of the bolt. What I like to do is just do the top one first, the easiest first, because then turbo muffler is gonna be able to just stay in its place by itself, right? So I'm just gonna thread it all the way. So I'm going to for the project to make my life a little easier. So that is installed now. Now what we need to do is put this hose back. This one, the easier way to install is put the inlet pipe or the intercooler piping portion first in here, and then install the turbo muffler mouth in here. Well, if you want to make your life easier, then you can take the intake box off too, but I don't really feel like it, so I'm just gonna do it this way. So we have one side in. Okay, now we're going to putting the other side on. Other side is a little pain in the butt to put on. Okay, now that is in. You want to tighten the left side first. That is tightened. And now just gotta bring the clamp from the intercooler piping. And now what we need to do is just put the intake, the turbo inlet pipe back on there, connect everything, including the BPV, and we should be all good. Make sure this part is facing, this hose is facing towards the car in the beginning. Put the bottom part in first, and just kind of wiggle it around until it fits. And then once it does, push it as much as you can, and then twist it forward. And then now we're gonna put that T30 back. And then now put the PCV hose back, and then make sure to connect this. And then once you put your inlet pipe, you are done. Well, thank you for watching this video. Next one is going to be changing this inlet to a aftermarket one, so stay tuned for that. And that's about it for this video. So leave a like, comment, and also subscribe to this channel. Thank you.